Hello, real estate boss mamas. Happy Monday. I'm so excited for this week. This is the first week that my kiddos are back to school full time. So I'm just so ready and motivated to jump in and tackle my to-do list that I kind of sometimes just throughout the summer, I set it aside a little bit and I don't tackle as much because the kids are home full time and I'm wanting to spend some quality time with them. And so when they go back to school, it's so nice to be able to start getting those things checked off. So I wanted to tell a story to you guys that now looking back, it's really funny how when I preach something and I believe in something and then I got smacked in the face with it over this weekend. So my husband and we have been building a home and we were supposed to move into it this weekend. I'm going to just give you a little bit of some background. So in January we started building the home, and also in January he started working, he owns his own construction company and he's also managing our new build. He's the general contractor for our new build, and he also started working for doing projects for the government in January as well. So he used to, he's still like, hello Bridget, he still builds homes, but for the last 5 years he was flipping. And then in January he got presented an opportunity where he could do some projects for the government. So it's like military bases, VA hospitals, kind of projects like that. Well, the projects, at least in our area, when you do projects for the government, they're not very local. So he's got one project that is 3 hours away from us. He has another project that's 2.5 hours away from us. Hello. And he has another project in Tracy, which is about, I think, an hour and a half away from us. And then he's been managing our new build here locally. So he's kind of spread from one place to the other. It's a difference of like 7 hours. So that he's been doing this since January, so for the last 8 months. And our new build is coming to a finish, but so is 2 of his other projects. And he's super stressed and very overwhelmed. And so I've been trying to encourage for us to get the build done. But last week he came to me and he's like, Michelle, it's not gonna happen. We're not gonna be moving this weekend. And so I had to take that in, and I'm like, okay, first world problems, we're not getting kicked out of our house, so we have a place to stay. So I was like, okay. So on Saturday, I was like, we were supposed to be moving on Saturday, so I was like, I'm gonna just take the kids and we're gonna go out of, we're gonna escape the area and escape the weather. It's super hot here right now. And we just went like an hour north to a lake and we just hung out at the lake all day. I was like, this will give you time to work on the things that you need to get done. We're out of your hair. So of course, in my mind, I'm thinking I'm gonna come back and all of this stuff is gonna get accomplished. So the first thing I do is I go to the new build, and one thing got done. And I was like, I started to get a little frustrated. We were gone for 8 hours. And so I went home and I was talking to my husband and I was like, so what did you end up doing today? And he was like, well, I had to do this on the business and I had to do this on the business and I had to run over here and work on this project. And then I was able to do one thing on the new build. And I was like, okay. I just, thought that you were going to spend the whole day on the new build. And he was like, Michelle, I just have so many things going on right now. I'm so stressed. I'm like this. He's like, this isn't working. And he was like, I really want to present to you that maybe we put a pause on the build and I just focus on these other projects and I can just get one project finished. And then, in 2 to 3 weeks, when I have these projects finished, I can just spend all of my time, finishing out the build. And so at first, obviously, I was not very happy with the solution. But then as I started thinking about it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I preach. I preach, let's do one thing. People feel like they can multitask tons of different things and then they get nothing accomplished. And this is exactly what was happening with my husband. He was, trying to do a little bit here, trying to do a little bit there, trying to get a little bit there, and he wasn't really getting anything accomplished at the end of the day. He was just getting a little bit done on each thing, which, you don't feel productive. You still feel stressed because you still have all of these things to still do because you only got a little bit of it done. And so after taking some time to think about it, I came back to him. I was like, babe, you know what? You are absolutely right. Like, I think that is a good game plan for us. I'm like, I am a strong believer of one thing, and I do that every day in my life. I've been putting this pressure on you to try to get all of these projects done and for you to work them all at one time. And they are in a span of like 7 hours from each other. And he's like super stressed. He can't be everywhere at one time. And so I just felt like I just got smacked in the face with something that I actually preach myself. And I was trying to have my husband be this, he does a lot and he has a lot on his plate, and I'm already proud of everything that he does, but I was expecting even a lot more from him. And I just needed to get put back into place that, you can't just, go squirrel, 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 and a little bit here and a little bit there. And so people always ask me, Michelle, like, how do you get so much accomplished and how do you get so much done? And I was like, I thought about it and I was like, well, I always write a to-do list for what I want to get done the night before. And then what I do, and so actually, here's my to-do list. I don't know if you can see it very well for Monday. So, and then I just check off each thing and I go down the list, and I don't go to the next item until I have gotten that previous task done 100%. I'm not like starting a project here and then starting a project over there, and then at the end of the day, you like look around and you're like, gosh, I was so busy today, but what did I get accomplished? Like I can know at the end of the day, I got this task done, I got this task done, I got this task done, because I do one task at a time and I'm devoting all of my attention to that one thing. And so I just wanted to come on here and kind of give a little motivational Monday that if you are looking to want to be, maybe really productive in a day or really productive in your week, I highly encourage you to try, writing a to-do list the night before. That has been very helpful for me, and I've been doing that for, I don't even know how long, over 15 plus years. And then also what I do, and I'm like super old school. I literally just have a little spiral notebook like this. I buy them like in packages of 5. And every day I just go to a new sheet and I write, it literally says Monday to do. And I write all the things that I need to get done in that day. And if I don't get it done as I'm going through, if I don't get my bottom item done, then I just extend it to the next day. And I do try to put the top priority items that are either that have to get done that day or are like money producing items. I put those on the top so that I know I hit those first, and then the stuff towards the bottom, if I don't get to them, then I know that they can easily just roll over to the next day, and it's not going to be a huge, it's not going to be a big deal if they have to roll over to the next day. And then also what I do is on the top of this, I have just a daily to do. So these are just things that I like to get done every day. They don't necessarily have to be at a specific time or in specific order. I just like to, by the end of the day, I know that I've done these things. And so I like doing what's called a miracle morning. I'm a big advocate of that. There's actually a book by Hal Elrod, and he actually wrote Miracle Morning for real estate agents. I highly recommend that you read it. He also just has a general miracle morning too. But the thing, he personally does his in the morning, but don't get caught up on the morning aspect of it. Like the key, there's certain components in that time that you do. And so whether it's first thing in the morning or if it's like a midday, you do it during your lunchtime or you do it before you go to bed. The key is I just like to get that done. And I can do another live later on about what a miracle morning actually looks like. I like to work out in a day, take my vitamins, drink water. And then lately I've gotten on a big kick of listening to podcasts. And so I like to listen to one podcast a day. And I just do that either when I'm driving or during my workout. Like this morning, I ran 3.5 miles and I just listened to one podcast during my run. Or like when I'm showering and getting ready, that's also a good time to listen to a podcast. So those are just like just things that I like to make sure that I do every day. And so by writing them down on this notebook, I wrote them in like black felt tip marker, so they permanently stay there. Then I can just know, okay, check, check, check. By the end of the day, I got all those things done. And then my to-do list that I write on a daily basis that I write the night before, those are specific things that I want to get done for that day. And then again, if I don't get it, then I roll it over to the next day. So anyways, I hope that you found value in this information, and I just wanted to throw some little motivational Monday at you. And again, if you are a one thing person, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that, or how you get be productive in a day or get a lot of things accomplished in a day. I'd love to know your thoughts on that. So share them in the comment below, and make it a great day. Happy Monday, everybody.